That's awesome.
Thunder Mifflin, this is Pam.
Pam, it's Michael. Help me. I need help right now.
I enjoy having breakfast in bed. I like waking up to the smell of bacon. Sue me. And since I don't have a butler, I have to do it myself.
I missed that. Oh my god, it's been so long.
Oh my. Can it be? Is it
No.
not? No.
I
can't.
died.
Oh my god. Everybody in the background watching the replay or watching right now are going, what the fuck is happening right now?
I thought these two died.
I know. It's more than one stream in the span of a week. Oh my god, Austin, it's a special occasion. It's fucking crazy over here.
So special, I came out of hibernation.
Exactly. Boys, it is finally time. Finally time to talk about the third Matrix movie as part of Austinator and AngryCareBears Talk Movies. And oh my god, I fucked up the title. It just says Austinator and AngryCareBears number 12. That's not the title. Oh my god.
You know, we're just that special. We get our own title, you know? We're the reason people come to watch this, you know? Not the movies.
Yeah, exactly. Some people don't even watch it, and that's fine.
I didn't want to watch this. It was so boring.
Bro,
Spoiler alert,
god.
I didn't enjoy it.
We will talk about that, but oh my god. So yeah, we're back. For the first time in what was it, 2 years?
About 2.5 years.
2.5 years since our last episode where we talked the Animatrix, which
yeah,
that was pretty cool. Since then, we just died. Like
Dude, it's like we got busy with life and time just flew, and then I'm looking back at it, I'm like, oh my god, I missed that. What happened? How long has it been? I saw 2 years, and I'm like, oh,
dude, 2 years. It almost feels like yesterday, almost, because it
really does. Like, it doesn't feel like 2 years ago. Like, these past 5 years have been so blended. Like, it doesn't feel like it's been 5 years.
I know, it's crazy. Like, a lot has happened since then. Like,
yeah, but at the same time, it just feels like every day is the same. I feel like Groundhog Day, only I get a new job.
Bro, for real, like, I graduated college, I got a job.
Congratulations again. I am still getting there. I didn't know what I wanted to do for the first 2 years, and I took a long break to work, and now I'm just doing both because I want to get college under my belt.
No, that's for real understandable.
I mean, I see people who are older than my mom in some of my classes, or my mom's age in my classes, and sometimes I'm just like, I'm only 22. This person's old enough to be my parent. I don't feel so bad. College is for every age, and I shouldn't feel bad for taking some time to just do a job, even though I still can't afford to move out. Thank you, economy. Love it.
Fucking economy. We fucking hate the economy. Me and the boys hate the economy.
No, for real. I just want to pay for gas without putting my whole paycheck in the tank. Oh.
You gotta pay an arm and a leg for gas.
No, for real though. Why is everything so expensive?
It's so expensive.
What's the point of saving if I'm never gonna catch up on bills if I do leave? That savings are gonna run out fast.
Exactly. You're gonna be left with pennies.
So instead of reviewing The Matrix today, we're gonna be reviewing the economy. I give it a 0 out of 10. This shit sucks.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a -10 out of 10.
Oh god, yeah.
But unfortunately, we can't talk the economy today.
No, it's The Matrix, which I mean has a lot of political undertones to it. So I guess our rant is somewhat connected.
Except for this movie, though, because this movie, nothing.
Dude, I don't remember half the stuff. I just remember complaining. I legitimately zoned out during multiple scenes because it was so boring. I just remember the one dude who was like, Love isn't a word. It's a feeling.
Bro,
Like my brother in Christ, that's what vocabulary is. It's words to describe your feelings. Like, congratulations, Mr. I'm 14 and this is deep.
bro, this.
What do you think love is? It's still a word. Like, I get what you're saying, but it's stupid.
Yeah. That honestly, I'm kind of with you. Like, I remember more about the movie than probably you do, but
I
that
remember complaining.
it really annoyed me. Like, we've just made fun of it the entire time because it just
Well, what else are we supposed to do instead of being bored to death? It's just like, I just remember, like, dude, every time we were watching and something happened, I just remember doing the same thing that guy said. It's like, when Neo, like, broke his back against the wall, I was like, pain isn't a word, it's just a feeling right now.
it's like, oh my
That was
god,
more
like
fun.
literally every little thing they did, we were just like, actually, that's not actually
They're
a
trying
word.
so hard to be philosophical, but they're, like, saying the most obvious things. It's like Captain Obvious, what you said is true, but what you're trying to say isn't true still is true. Like, two truths at the same time, but you're trying to be philosophical, but in the end, you just sound stupid. You sound like a Redditor right now.
Like the first two movies, like they felt like almost like it felt organic, like in terms
Yeah,
of their
and they had
philosophical
smart
stuff.
things to say,
It
you
did,
know?
but this one was just dumb action movie.
They were trying too hard to be smart, but they, like, just didn't have much to say. It's just like, The Matrix should have been a standalone film, but they kept stretching it out, and you run out of material, and you end up sounding dumb when you're trying to sound smart when you already had something to say be said. You know, it's like The Matrix should have had spin-offs. Neo and Trinity should have just been a one-off. It's like, I love Keanu and I love Carrie Ann, but it's like, you can only do so much with a character when their story is kind of wrapped up in a neat bow at the end. It's like, what made the first Matrix so interesting is that we didn't know why Neo was the chosen one until the end. We didn't know what was going on. We didn't know what the Matrix was. We didn't know any of this stuff. We were in Neo's shoes. So once we know everything, what more can you surprise us with? And the answer is nothing, because everything's done. So when you have two pointless sequels, it just drags on about nothing. It's like, I understand there's a war going on, but that's not what made The Matrix interesting. What made The Matrix interesting is the question of, what if life as you know it isn't real? What would you do? It's like with Terminator. There is a war going on, but that's not what's important to the story. So when they tried to focus on the war in Terminator 4, it was just boring and nobody cared because there's nothing interesting to talk about there. It's a backdrop. And it's the same thing with The Matrix. The war is a backdrop.
You know, it kind of reminds me of a movie that I saw this past year called Civil War, where they like the war was more of a backdrop, but it was really about like the characters and just almost talking about like the almost like the heaviness and like the effects of war. Like I agree with you. Like the Matrix on its own, I think worked because yes, there was a like war, but it wasn't the main focus. The main focus was talking about, you know, what life is, what it's not. So when you get really deep into it, it's a very deep, like more of a deeper film. And then, and this is coming off as somebody who liked the second movie. I'm not saying it was the greatest thing since sliced bread and all, but it was good. I was like, okay, it's it's solid.
Yeah.
And I was at least hoping because like I one of LDG, he really loves the Matrix trilogy. He's like, oh, the third one's misunderstood, and I watched it and I'm like, I don't know, I wasn't feeling it.
I don't think it's like an awful film, worst thing ever made. If somebody said they love this film, I have no problem with that.
Yeah,
I just personally think that it just felt like either the Wachowski sisters had something they thought was going to keep going, but it didn't work out, or it was the studios pushing them. I'm not sure. I know the fourth one is definitely the latter. I know that one they even make a joke about in the movie that they didn't want to make this movie. But it's just like they had a really interesting thing, and you can only stretch it out so much before you go, what's there left for the story? It's like, I mean, this movie didn't even focus on Neo and Trinity. Like, they felt like side characters in their own trilogy. We focused more on all the people of the war, which sounds good on paper, but we don't know these people, and you don't wait to the third movie to introduce all these new characters that we know nothing about and have no emotional connection to. We have an emotional connection to Neo, Trinity, Morpheus. You know, it's like we want to see them. We're here to see them because we've been with them since day one. And when we put them as the backdrop and focus on these people that we've never even really met or have no connection to, it's just, it just feels like padding. And I'm just sitting there waiting for when Neo and Trinity are going to come back. It's like, you can always introduce new characters that we feel connection to. That is possible, but it has to be done right. And it just wasn't done right because they were very forgettable. Like, I can't even remember their names.
To be fair, I think some of them were introduced in like the other films, but to be honest, it's been so long
Yeah.
that some of the characters I just flat out forgot.
Yeah, it's just like introducing forgettable characters, and they take up a lot of screen time in this movie, and they didn't really need to.
Dude, all of the side characters, like there was like a huge stretch of time, like during like the big action sequence with the machines versus like the humans, like that went on for so long. Like,
Yeah, it could have been way shorter and gotten the same point across. Honestly, it would have been more impactful because we didn't have to feel like, oh my god, when's this gonna end?
like I was always, I think we were like when we were watching, I was like, bro, remember when Neo and Trinity were like main characters and like
Yeah.
when they were in the movie for quite a bit?
I also think it's like really stupid is the death scenes were horrible. Like, for a spoiler alert, you're here for a review. When Trinity and that captain died, they just kept talking. Like, the captain said like dumb things before he died, and it just was so goofy, but he died relatively quickly. But when Trinity was impaled by like 5 poles, she just kept going, kept talking. She looked pretty in scene. She didn't look like she was roughed up or anything. She just looked like a model. And she just kept talking, kept talking, kept talking. I'm like, lady, you have a pole basically through your heart and every vital organ. How are you still alive? And how do you look fine? Your face has no flush to it, nothing. She just looks fine, like she's laying down with prosthetics in. I mean, it was not believable that she was like dying. And I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, like there was like multiple points during that scene. We were both making fun of it, going, "All right,
When
get
you're
him,
gonna die.
hurry up, die!
Yeah.
You're ruining the moment here." And then she's
It's like you kill the moment. It's not special. It's like we feel like she was there for too long. So it's just like, okay, the moment's going on for too long. Now it's just comical. It's like, how are you alive? And how do you look completely fine other than a little bit of blood? You would be covered in blood. You would look like shit. You would look like a corpse because you're dying. You're basically dead. But she didn't. And it's like, it's so funny to me because she kept saying paragraphs of dialogue that meant really nothing. You could have just had a sweet I love you or something and they kiss and she dies. Short but sweet, you know? It's like, but when it keeps going, it's just funny because it's like, okay, you're a normal human being. How are you still like
it's like, okay, I understand it's the Matrix, and I understand you got to somehow take logic out of it, but
Yeah.
shouldn't she be like drowning in her own fucking blood at this
Oh
point?
yeah, she should have been coughing up blood. I mean, I'm pretty sure it would pale her lungs, so it would be filling her lungs pretty fast.
Like, what the fuck? Like, so does that mean outside the Matrix things work differently? Like, if I get stabbed
Maybe?
with a pipe, like, I'm not gonna suffer through this shit? Like, but then Neo, like, he gets blinded by fucking electricity, and his eyes are burned off.
They're burned off, but they're bloodier than her who got impaled. It should be cauterized, no?
It doesn't make sense. Like, I don't think, like, honestly, to be fair with you, like, a lot of this movie does not make any sense.
No, it just seemed like they were trying to, like, just drag by to get to that like time limit and be done.
Like, there's a lot of padding this time around. Like,
Yeah, mainly surrounding the war.
yeah, like there's like that one soldier, like he had just like this like this one facial expression the entire time. Like he was
Why
just
was he
like,
even there? Was he in the
I
second
don't
movie?
know.
There was
Like
some 18-year-old kid or 16-year-old kid, sorry. They made it like clear that he's 16, but he should have lied about being 18. And this captain was a hard ass on him. And then the next scene we see them, the captain dies, and then suddenly he's like, "Oh, you're just like me." And he kept talking as he's dying, and he just says like something stupid along the lines of, "I didn't finish training either." I'm sorry, but when your captain's dying, your first thing isn't to go, "Oh my god, what do I do?" or anything like that, or try to help him or anything. You're just going, "But I didn't finish training." And then he just goes, "I didn't either," and he dies. I'm like, that's so corny. That is so corny.
it really is. It is so fucking stupid that I was like, I'm just like standing there going, what in the fuck? Like, it is okay. Like, I know like people are gonna look at this, but oh my god, you guys are complaining. Like, it's not that bad of a movie. I'm not sitting here. I'm not saying it's the worst film we've seen on the show. Like, I
It's
mean, we've
definitely not.
I mean, like, to be fair, we've seen, because I mean, to be fair, we've always seen like the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, really,
Dude,
and like
6 is probably one of the worst films I've ever seen.
I'd say like 6, the Nightmare remake, like they're definitively worse than this.
Yeah.
Like, this is watchable. Like, I still like, maybe like we should probably switch gears a little bit. We should just talk about the positives real
Yeah.
quick before we go on shitting on it. I think the acting for the most part is fine. Like, it's good.
Yeah,
Um
everyone sells their role just fine, especially when there's corny dialogue. They still found a way to make it sound at least natural. It's just the only times that weren't like natural is when they're like dying and keep talking, but that's not on the actors. And I thought that even so, they at least their line delivery was still good, even if it was too much, too much dialogue.
yeah, I agree with you. Like, even though it was very corny, a lot of the shit that they were given, it was still like, okay, like it was still believable enough through the performances um that it worked. And
Yeah,
the set designs again looks great.
yeah,
Uh
the CGI for the time was pretty stellar. I mean, it just came out what 2003, I think it was.
yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine in 2003 just sitting down for a movie. I mean, the first two movies had stellar design, like CGI and stuff like that too, but I just mean like even so, for the time, it just looks amazing. It looks real. I don't know if they use practical effects too. I mean, obviously like the physical things they're holding are practical and those look great as well. But like the CGI and like all like the colors and the space and like the I don't know what they're called. It's like the robotic like worm looking things. I Those are so gross looking first off. Like and they do a good job with that. But like you could tell like they use CGI, but like it's not noticeable enough to take you out of the movie. It's just like wow. For the time, I kept thinking that looks so good. Like that
Yeah.
looks better than some stuff now.
Oh, 100%. Uh but I will say, um the CGI now, it's very dated.
Well, yeah, but for the time, I
But
mean.
at the time, yeah.
But
The
even so, it doesn't take you out of the movie. It's good
No.
enough.
Yeah, like I think that's what I'm trying to get across, is that it was good for the time, and it's not as and it's for the most part it sort of holds up. Like, it's dated, but it's not dated to the point where I'm like going into it going, "Oh my god, this looks like shit." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, "Oh, okay, wow, that's pretty cool." Um
As the like the jacket thing on the back of their necks always looks like gross. I mean, it's body horror. Cyberpunk stuff like that's always gonna be body horror, and I just can't imagine getting something jabbed into your like brainstem. But it always looks cool. It looks real. It doesn't feel fake, and it's supposed to make you feel, ugh, this is not a world I want to live in. And
yeah.
that still looks really good.
Like, I think you brought up like really like good comparison to like Lawrence Fishburne looks like the Valve logo. from behind.
Yeah. When bro, like in the middle of the movie when they've had the perfect angle, they had the same angle on him of the Valve logo, with the jacket on the back of his head, and I'm like, that's the Valve logo, guys. The unintentional funniest thing in the movie. Like, obviously, that's not what they were going for or anything. It just was a funny coincidence. But if you watch this movie, try to look out for that. It's it's great,
It's bizarre.
but it's funny.
It is. It's really funny because it's like you point it out, and I'm like, oh my god, it is the Valve logo. Holy
Once you
shit!
see it, you can't unsee it. And unfortunately, I
No.
had to see it.
Oh my god, fucking Lawrence Fishburne, what a goat.
He's such a great actor, and he's really good in this as well. I mean, like every role he's in, he cares and he gives his all. You know, it's like
He committed himself to the
unfortunately,
role.
yeah. I mean, like unfortunately, it didn't feel like the same character from the first movie. I mean, we get none of him in the Matrix. Really, he's just always just a guy on the ship during the war, and he just feels like he's very much pushed to the side, which is very unfortunate. He doesn't have anything really going for his character other than he's like with that girl, I think. I don't know if it's his girlfriend or sister or whatever. But I mean, he has nothing to do in this movie, and that sucks because he's one of the most iconic things about the first movie.
Yeah, like he's just standing around on his ship. He's just speaking in a monotone voice the entire time. He's like,
Yeah.
look, Neo's got to do his thing.
Yeah.
But sir, but that doesn't make it. No, he's got to do his thing.
Lawrence has nothing to do, but he still tries, and that's what I appreciate.
It's still Lawrence Fishburne. I mean, for
He's
the love of God,
awesome no matter what. Like, even when he's not acting, he always feels like he's being a badass.
he always is. Like he just has that really cool monotone voice to where it's
He's got
like
that aura about him.
he's always had that aura about him.
Yeah.
Like no matter what movies, and he's just got the Lawrence Fishburne aura.
I guess what's like weird is that for a movie called The Matrix, there really ain't much in The Matrix. Like there's a couple scenes in the beginning, a couple scenes at the end, but it's mostly like about the war. It's like when it goes into The Matrix, like the final fight with Neo and Agent Smith, it just felt really corny and very cartoony. And I understand this is a movie where they're doing jumps and kicks and slow-mo and stuff, but it just felt extra corny. And it was just a lot.
It was way too excessive this time around.
Yeah. I really like the one scene though where they're fighting in like what was it, like a warehouse or something, where they're like blowing up walls and stuff and shooting guns, and I liked that scene. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was fun. And I admittedly I did like the last action sequence with Agent Smith and Neo, which I thought that was cool. But I think the problem with like a lot of the action, it just compared to the other Matrix films, like I think Matrix 2 still kind of had this issue as well, is it felt like this was way too action oriented.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot going on with the story, I feel like. It was just like, oh, we have to put it in fighting so we can at least like run out the time a bit. Which, I mean, isn't always a bad thing. It's just when it's constant, it gets noticeable.
Because, like, it goes back to what we were saying about the first Matrix movie, is that even though, like, there was a war going on and there was fighting, like, it wasn't the main point of the film. And you still had, like, you still had that really good philosophical, like, story. And you also had and the war as a backdrop, and yeah, you had some fighting in there that would look cool, but it was never the main focus. But
it's a good like commentary on like, if life sucks, would you rather just a distraction to make yourself feel like life has more to it than just fighting, or do you want the reality? Like that's the philosophical thing that was really brilliant about the first one, that it just feels like it's not here because it's like, oh, we're going to destroy it all. Like in the first movie, it felt like there was a choice for even the audience to think, oh, what would I rather? But in this one, it just feels like, okay, so reality, we got to get the war over with. But I'm like, that's not really the point of the story, I feel. I feel like it's supposed to be like, would you rather deal with this, or would you rather just go into the Matrix and pretend like nothing ever happens. It's like that was kind of the point, I feel.
Yeah, like there was a lot of like yeah, like this movie there wasn't a whole lot of actual like what's the word for it? There wasn't like a whole lot of that philosophical stuff in there.
They
And
tried, but it really landed on its face.
yeah, because like I understood what they were going for, which again, spoiler alert for a 22-year-old movie. Um I think the main message of this film is that, change is going to happen no matter what.
Yeah.
And like it really just going into like evolution and like, but the problem is they don't heavily focus on that. Like you have a little bit of philosophical stuff in the beginning and towards the end, but a lot of that middle part is just the fighting and action sequences, and it's just and a lot of nothing, and it's just
Yeah. It goes on for too long, way longer than it needs. I feel like if they combined 2 and 3, it would have been a fine duology. Like, not everything needs to be a trilogy.
no. Like I agree. This all just feels stretched out beyond belief.
It just seems like the 2 and 3 were the plots of one movie broken up into two.
It just doesn't work.
Yeah. Like I said, it's not a bad movie at all. I mean, technologically, it was stellar. I mean, the acting was great, and it's not a bad movie on its own. It's just very stretched out, very dull and boring. But if somebody were to say that they love the movie and they like what they got from it, I would have no problem with that. It's not a bad movie. It's not the most interesting movie, especially when the first one exists.
Yeah,
It doesn't bring anything new to the table other than ending a war.
yeah, it's just very like I feel like we're just gonna keep saying it throughout the review, but it just feels so stretched out, way too action oriented
Yeah.
for no reason. Like I admit, I like I said, I want to at least get through the positives first, and I will say the music itself, I thought was again fairly good.
Yeah. I mean,
And
the music's always good in these films.
so it's not necessarily like the movie's biggest problem. Like it's not so much like the technical stuff, because I think from a technical standpoint, like even like by this point, it was very impressive.
Yeah.
But it's the writing and just the overall like it just again it feels like they stretched this all out to 3 movies for no reason.
Yeah. I mean, like the first one on its own was perfect. It wrapped it up in a nice, neat bow. And if they really wanted to do the war, it just could have been just like a sequel movie and let that be it. Because
Yeah,
like there was no adding on to any of this to the first movie, because that would have been way too long and bloated. So just like one sequel movie where both of these were combined, because it just feels very bloated. Like they got good ideas, but not enough to make a full movie this long, and it just feels bloated in the end.
it's very bloated. Like
Yeah.
it just feels like they crammed way too much into this movie, and we're kind of going back into the problems now, but it feels like there's too much going on from a plot standpoint that unironically you'd probably have to do just another fucking movie on its own
Yeah.
to make any
But
of this make any sense.
yeah, it's like they have a lot of plot points, but like none of them are interesting enough to stand on their own, I feel. Like
Yeah.
the whole like 16-year-old fighting, it's like, okay, he didn't need that much screen time. You could have cut him out completely and it would have made no difference to the story.
Like I there was another part in this movie that we just made fun of. It's like the guy I think the captain was like, "Don't disappoint me." And we're both like, imagine he disappointed him.
Yeah, that would have been funny, but obviously that didn't happen. I just like, I don't know. It's like when it comes to like any type of war movie, even the interesting parts don't come from the war. It comes from the people, the characters, because that's who we can relate to. If you keep focusing on all these generals and random people fighting, There's no one to connect to. It's just like a kill count. It's like there's too many characters to focus on.
Yeah, it feels like it's trying, and again, I feel like we keep saying it, but it just feels like um they're trying to balance a lot of like story plots, and it just feels like it's just a jumbled mess. Like I feel like even if we were to like kind of even talk about a lot of them, but even the ones that we would even talk about are just not that interesting.
Yeah, like there's really not much to say about the movie other than like if you like it, you like it, but we did not. If I if I had a choice to watch this or Freddy 6, I would certainly watch this.
Yeah, because at least this one you could kind of watch it and be like, okay, like there's something in here to where
Yeah,
I'll keep watching.
there's ideas that though stretched out or padded out, they're still good ideas and I can enjoy them and go, "Oh, okay, I can see what they're doing there." But even if it didn't land on its head, there's still like you can tell that there's some passion from the Wachowski sisters that they're trying. And it's like I understand you can say, "Oh, like, participation award for trying or whatever." No, it's just the fact that they were like trying to do something new and it doesn't always work out. It didn't bring anything new to the table, but they were trying to do something different from just going into the Matrix again, which I can respect, even if I didn't like it.
Yeah, it's one of those movies where we keep talking about it, but it's like it's a movie that I feel like on its own it's fine. Like
Yeah.
it's watchable. Like but it's not as bad as like I think a lot of people make it out to be, because I've also heard a lot of people say, "Oh, it's really bad. Like these Matrix sequels are the worst things you'll ever watch." But I
Yeah, that's
watched
that's not the case.
no, like it's it's the weakest one that we've seen so far, and I'm pretty sure the next movie's gonna be even worse. But as a whole, like, is this trilogy the worst trilogy ever made because it's bad? No.
No,
Like
not at all. Not even close.
none of the movies are bad. Like I think the first one I think is a classic. The second movie it's fairly good on its own, and then the third movie was just kind of blah. But
Yeah, it was one
uh,
big bleh.
yeah. So is it the greatest trilogy of all time? No. But do I think it's the worst? No. It's good, but I wouldn't put it up there with some of the best of all time. Like maybe from a technical standpoint, I'd say yes.
Yeah, like the special effects team popped off. Makeup, for the most part was pretty good, but story-wise could have been a lot stronger.
Yeah.
Character-wise could have been a lot stronger. Even the acting in some scenes could have been stronger, but it still wasn't bad.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Um but now it's also time for another tradition on the show is how much did this movie make?
Oh, I think it made 120 million.
Okay.
I don't
So
know. It's like inflation because I'm trying to think of inflation, but like I don't know. Like I don't know. I
so
want to say 120 million because like that seems like it's a big blockbuster movie. It's like
so I'm just gonna give a quick recap just to sort of be so the last movie had a 127 to a 150 million dollar budget and it made 741.8 million.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. All right. I can't
So
even imagine how much that would be nowadays.
now this third movie had a 110 to 150 million dollar budget. How much do you think, based off of the amount that I said about the last one, do you think um this made?
I'm gonna go with 500 million because I don't think a lot of people enjoyed the second movie, so they didn't really want to see the third. But I'm gonna say 500 million because it's still really popular. I think people still saw it.
You were close. It made
Oh,
427 million.
damn. All right, they still made profit, which is good.
It made money, but it didn't make a whole lot of money though.
Yeah, it definitely had a big dip. 300 million ain't nothing to sneeze at.
This movie. So okay, hang on. The Matrix Reloaded came out in, I believe, May 15th of 2003. This movie came out in November 5th.
Oh,
So they're like 6 months apart.
that's like no time. Like you want to like craft the best story you want, not rush it. Like I understand they're probably both at the same time, but at that point, just make one movie. It would have saved you money.
So I'm reading up on it, and apparently they made both this one and then the last movie back to back.
Yeah, I mean, like I figured, especially how fast they came out from one another, but it's just like I get they made two probably to make more money, but I feel like it just would have cost less on resources to just make one movie.
Yeah, you might as well have made one movie, but you also have to look at it from the studio standpoint that the first movie made a shit ton of money,
Oh yeah,
and if you're gonna give like these other movies more money in particular, you're gonna want to do at least another like two movies
yeah,
at least to maximize profit. But the second movie though made 700 million, to where I'm pretty sure even if this like Matrix Revolutions didn't do as well as it probably could have, it still made a good chunk of change. Like
yeah,
both movies combined basically made them close to $1 billion.
yeah. I mean, that's a lot of money, and if you only used half of that to make the movie, that's still a lot of profit.
Exactly. So I mean, they made money no matter what.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess that's good because these movies definitely have more character than any movies coming out nowadays.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies coming out nowadays that don't have anywhere near the character and
The passion, I feel. No passion.
no passion whatsoever.
It's
But
like Matrix 3 was boring, but at least there was passion within it, and that's respectable. When you have a boring movie with no passion, it's just a soulless cash grab that loses Hollywood money.
exactly. Like, don't you just hate like nowadays? Like they just overinflate budgets for a movie that doesn't need it, only for the movie to
It's
bomb.
like it just makes me think it's money laundering. I mean, I'm not confirming that because if that's true, I want to like make sure I'm safe. So I'm going to say it's not true just to keep myself safe. But they're definitely
Exactly.
using the money for other things.
Oh, 100%.
Too many nice mansions that exist, you know?
Yeah, there's too many mansions nowadays up there in the Hollywood land.
Well, not anymore.
Oh
Ugh,
yeah. Oh shit. Oops. Sorry
forgot
guys.
about that.
Whoops.
Yeah, I mean that's tough, but
Yeah. Very, very rough. So my bad guys. My bad gang.
sorry.
Sorry. Uh fuck. Alright, so slip up aside. I feel like we've covered enough of this movie to where there's really nothing to talk about in whole honesty. Like,
Yeah, there isn't. A lot of the scenes are very samey because it's like only there's a lot of plot points, but a lot of them are similar and they just keep going on for the entire movie. So it's like, what are you going to talk about if you already mentioned it and it just keeps going?
exactly. So, do you want to give your final grade on this movie? Because,
I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Pretty mid.
yeah, if I'm gonna go, I'm going off of like a letterboxed rating, which is like out of 10, but it's really out of 5. I
2 out
think
of 5, 6 out of 10.
I think a 2 out of 5 is like a 4 out of 10.
Oh, I don't know. I failed math class, okay?
A 6 out of 10 would be a 3 out of 5, I think.
Oh, whatever.
Um, I don't know. Like, I'm not good at math either, so yeah, I think I'm gonna go like with a 6 because I'm giving a 6 out of 10, 3 out of 5, or C. or C plus.
Yeah.
It's fine. Like, it's watchable. Like, if someone were to put it on, I'd watch it.
Yeah. Like I
But
said, I wouldn't mind if it was somebody's like one of their favorite movies. I would have no issue with it.
100%. Like, it's a fairly fine movie. Like, and if someone were to be like, "Oh, I love Matrix Revolutions," and you love the trilogy, that's, hey, I'm not gonna be one of those people that's gonna go, "Oh my god, how dare you!"
Yeah, absolutely not. This is no Bye Bye Man.
Yeah, no. Oh my god, no. What's up, Basco? Good to see ya.
Hello.
This is no Thor: Love and Thunder. I'll tell you that much. Like,
Yeah,
this
no.
this is no this is no The Flash. Like, it's fine. It's watchable.
Dude, I still haven't seen The Flash yet. I just saw YMS's review, and he just kept going, "Wait, he's Batman?" throughout the video, and it was just like the
Wait, he's
perfect
Batman?
impression.
Wait,
Wait, he's
he's
Batman?
Batman?
He says in such an annoying voice. Like, that's not his voice. That's not Barry's voice.
No, fucking, oh my god. It was so bad. I didn't even pay to see it, and I want my money back. Like,
I
that's
just
how
don't.
bad it was.
I'm not saying like she's any better, but I just think it's crazy that DC canned Amber Heard, but not Ezra. And Ezra did a lot worse things because they were a repeat offender. It's like, I'm not saying Amber Heard's any better. I mean, they're both bad. I just think it's funny that they did one or the other. Like, not
No.
ha funny, but just like ironic.
To be fair, they technically did not can her because she was still in that Aquaman movie.
Oh, well, I mean, she had a very small role while Ezra had a whole movie. Actually, multiple movies.
I don't know. She was in it quite a bit, to be honest.
Oh, I didn't watch it. I'm gonna be honest. I just heard things, and I'm just like, that's interesting.
You're
I
not
thought I did
missing
care.
anything. No.
I'm not gonna lie. I fell off on most superheroes, and I don't care. The last movie I saw, I think it was the last movie to come out, was Deadpool and Wolverine. That's because I like Wolverine and I like Hugh Jackman, so I saw it.
That's fair.
And it was good. It was really good.
I've kind of fallen off the superhero thing too. Like, not
Everyone
as
has.
it's just I feel like now, like, it. I know, like, we're done with the Matrix, guys, but we're trying to stretch it out to an hour here. So
This is now a Deadpool and Wolverine review. So the movie starts off like really strong. I think the bye 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 thing was really clever and has some good choreography. I like the contrast of his red suit on the white snow.
Yes, I love the contrast of white on red here.
No, it looked good though. It was good contrast.
It did. Yeah.
So yeah,
But
Deadpool Wolverine was a solid 9 out of 10, I feel.
it's a pretty good score.
All right, you gotta change the title. This is now a Deadpool Wolverine podcast review. So
it's like Austinator And AngryCareBears, number 12 plus 13, the Matrix Revolution and Deadpool Wolverine review.
Dude, I meant to get it on Blu-ray the other day, and then it completely sold out, and I've yet to see it back in Walmart.
It was a big movie when it came out.
Oh, it was humongous.
Like, Marvel needed like a big movie to sort of bounce back, but the problem is, and I know this is supposed to be a Matrix review, but I gotta point this out, that they're gonna take the wrong lesson from this, because
Oh yeah, they're just gonna keep doing the same thing, just like the Matrix 3 did, where they kept doing the same thing.
See, it all came back full circle.
It comes back full circle, guys.
It's, oh my god, but
We're a very organized review. We totally have a script we're looking at and not just talking off the top of our head. I promise you.
bro,
I
it's
do
not.
lie.
Yeah, exactly. We just lie all the time. Oh my god.
Yeah, actually, The Matrix 3 was a 10 out of 10 amazing masterpiece film. We're just gatekeeping it from you guys.
No, this movie was a 0 out of 10. It's the biggest piece of shit in a long time.
We just couldn't agree, so we just compromised and called it a middle ground, even okay movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's but because again, we're trying to stretch this out for time now, because it's like
just like Matrix 3.
Yeah, exactly. See, once again, we're just putting it back full circle here. I think we can spend the next 15 minutes just talking about like the future of the show, almost, because it's...
Oh yes. Aha! I have 1/3 of a script written. Aha! I'm actually writing because I haven't written much of anything in a while, even though I should. I'm hoping to. We're gonna have a serious one. I know, not as funny, but of some local tragedies, true crime. If you're interested in that, I'd like to talk about for just like an episode or whatever. And if people like to hear it, we can do more and discuss it. I have ideas for other movies to do. I definitely want to do the Texas Chainsaw 2022 reboot. Oh my god. I'm just letting you guys know ahead. The movie is a masterpiece comedy film. It is so funny. I cannot wait to review that. Maybe we can do game reviews?
Ooh, game reviews could be fun.
Oh yeah. I'm writing a game review for Life is Strange Double Exposure. And I'm writing a script for that. And we could talk about it on here if you're interested. Up to you, because I don't know if you don't play that. But
fully recorded reviews?
Yeah.
You know what? This sounds
I'm
like
writing a script.
It sounds like a great idea for a certain channel that we
Ooh.
that we kind of still have, but nothing's on it yet.
Plug it.
It's called the Lazy Gamers. It's the Lazy Gamers YouTube channel that kind of includes 2 other people, but we don't know what's going on.
Debatable. We're lazy gamers, so we haven't uploaded anything. All right, we're lazy gamers. We're living up to the name.
Exactly. It includes my boy Jerry for the win. Did you see Jerry's? He's doing pretty well on Twitch.
I did not. Good for him.
Yeah, he's getting his name out there, which is really cool.
Oh, dude, that's so cool. I can say I remember him in middle school. I remember him since middle school. Good for you, Jerry, if you're watching this.
I'm still on a Discord server with them.
Yeah, I think he's still on my friends list. I think I see him hop on games from time to time through Discord. I haven't talked to him. I think we're just friends with each other.
Hang on, I'm looking him up on Twitch right now. He's got 66 followers on Twitch.
Oh, I have 2. So that's really good.
Dude, he's kind of popping off, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm still friends with Jerry.
And Jonathan did an upload
Ooh.
Yeah, guys, remember Jonathan Talks? He was on a podcast with us. It's called Austinator and Friends Talk Pop Culture. I know it's been a long time since we even did that, guys.
Oh my god, dude, I missed that. We gotta talk about that soon. We gotta find topics to bring that back. Even if those 2 don't join, we can always do that. I miss doing this, and I want to do more. I've been getting Saturdays off, so usually I'm open at least one of the days of the weekends.
Yeah, he just did an upload 12 days ago because he's a philosophical guy. He's
I really missed out on The Matrix then. That sucks.
Yeah, he was supposed to be a guest.
He was the one who recommended us to do these. The reason we're doing The Matrix is because of him.
Bro, he was supposed to be one of the guests on the show, but he just was like, nah. And
that sucks.
I was like, God damn it.
Man, Jonathan. Cough drop, you gotta come back sometime. We miss you. You and Jerry, we miss you.
Dude, I'm about to fucking tweet out Jerry, be like, yo, Jerry, I'm gonna retweet the tweet I shared out the show on. I'm gonna be like, yo, at Jerry for the win. We miss you.
Drag him by the ear onto the show.
Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go on my profile real quick. Hold up. I'm coming. Hold up. Hey, I gotta pin this review to my profile real quick. And I gotta do this. I gotta do the retweet here.
Hey, maybe for pop culture, we could talk about the state of the video game and movie industry.
Dude, I think with the pop culture show, we could just talk about stuff in general. We could talk about real life stuff. I mean, we could even do the true crime. Dude, imagine doing a true crime fucking episode with Jerry and Jonathan. What the fuck?
No, you're mad disrespectful. We can't. Some of these people are like, I didn't personally know them, but they're close to my family, so, like, I don't wanna do that. I don't want them on there, sorry. Sorry, guys, I'll have you anywhere else.
Like, we'll do, dude. Oh my god, because we gotta do like just a flat out political episode on
Oh,
on Austinator
no.
dude,
You're gonna get your channel nuked.
dude. That
Those
shit.
two will say anything. They don't care. Like, they have their political beliefs, but they'll say anything just to make people mad. Like, I respect it, but, like, that's just gonna get your channel nuked.
Dude, oh my god, it's
So we got video games, we got movies coming up, we got at least one true crime episode coming up. We'll see how that does, we'll see if you guys like that. I personally just want to do it to get some stories that I hold near and dear out, especially local ones. They're pretty local. One was near my mom's hometown, one's in my hometown. I mean, I literally grew up across the street from one of the incidences, but like it happened like 30 years before I was born. And another one is just in the area. Like, I haven't really heard about it, but it's in the area. And, nobody talks about them. Nobody's ever heard about them. And I think they should be heard.
exactly.
We got, oh god, what else do I have? We're hoping to do, I think Texas Chainsaws after The Matrix.
Yeah, we're doing like the Texas Chainsaw franchise next, which
I
that's
have
gonna be
1 and
quite a
2
few.
on disc. I don't have any others because, spoiler alert, I didn't enjoy the others. But 4 is so bad, it's funny. And the reboot remake, or whatever, the 2022 one, I absolutely hated with a passion watching it. I didn't even finish it. And now watching it with friends, and we laughed our asses off. It was the best comedy movie I have ever seen. I mean, Shaun of the Dead, you have a rival. And the only thing is, Shaun of the Dead is meant to be a comedy. This is not.
Oh my god. I haven't seen any of the Texas Chainsaw movies, but I've seen the kill
What?
counts.
Oh, I mean, yeah, the kill counts are fantastic, but like the first one feels like a snuff film, and that's why it's so like good. It's nitty gritty, scary. Looks like found footage, but it's obviously set up to look like a movie. It's not held camera, but it's really good. The second one is also really good. A lot. It's kind of like mixed with the fans because it's more of a comedy than a serious horror film. But there's still some scary moments, and I think it's great. Chop Top is amazing. 3 I found pretty boring and I didn't understand it. I mean, Leatherface had a daughter, which made no sense because, the whole point of Leatherface is was a mentally disabled, abused young man. Why would he have a daughter? How could he have a kid, let alone take care of it? 4 was what Reese Witherspoon and Matthew McConaughey's like breakout role or something like that, or like it was one of their earlier roles, I mean. But it's bad. It's so bad.
I heard it's really, really bad.
I just love when James A. Janice of Dead Meat reuses when Matthew McConaughey jumps out a window and makes this really dumb noise. He uses that clip a lot, and I don't know what possessed him to make that noise.
Oh my god. The fact that Matthew McConaughey was in that movie goes to show like how this man still had an acting career after that.
I think he had too much fun making the movie. I think that's why he did it. He had a lot of fun. Reese Witherspoon pretends it didn't exist, which honestly, I don't blame her.
No, I don't blame her either. Like,
especially what she done after that movie, like it's a miracle that she was able to like find jobs after that. Like, she's not bad in the movie, it's just the movie's that bad.
so let's see here, like in terms of like other films like that, because obviously like we're not just gonna do like Texas Chainsaw, like
No, that's not we're not doing that and then ending.
like obviously like we're gonna do like other films and franchises as well, because we have
Oh, I have an idea. So we're not like drowning in Texas Chainsaw when we do franchises. Why don't we do like 1 week is a franchise movie, and either like whenever we're free next or like the next week or whatever, we can do like a one-off movie. That way we're not doing too much at once.
Okay. That I actually don't mind that.
Yeah, whether it be jumping on like another channel or we can just review another movie.
Yeah, like maybe do like just a movie that doesn't like you don't need to watch like a.
Yeah. It could be like even like a shorter. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but it's just so we
Yeah.
don't like
Like it's
drown in the same movies.
I would even like maybe say like maybe let's do it in like batches so that
Yeah.
way like because that way we're not doing okay we're gonna watch a franchise movie then we're just gonna do a one off then vice versa like because then everybody's gonna be like,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
you're not really reviewing a franchise so like maybe we could break it up like we'll do like with maybe with Texas Chainsaw for example we'll do like the first 4 we'll then do like a one off movie and then we'll do the 2 remakes which will then do like another one off and then we'll do the Texas Chainsaw 3D Leatherface, then we'll do like, or no, we'll just do the 3 bad ones back to back, probably.
Yeah. I mean, even like what was it? Like the remakes of the early 2000s, a couple of them were very samey, and there's that Leatherface prequel that was really bad. And I think there's a movie that came out around that time where they basically one and the same. It's mostly the same cast because of the family. We could probably do those back to back.
Yeah, it's oh my god. It's I'm part of me's not looking forward to it, but on the other hand, I really am.
I'm excited. We gotta do Halloween as well. Friday the 13th movies are funny.
Oh, I think I have Halloween on the list.
Yeah, I'm reading the list right now. Oh my god. Ouija Shark. Ouija Shark is our one-off. I think there's a sequel. No, there's a sequel where he fights a giant crocodile. But we have to do Ouija Shark. It's a duology. And the budget, guys, the budget for the first Ouija Shark was $219.
Oh,
if you know anything
no.
about movie budgets, anything at all,
Oh no.
that is dirt. That is dirt. That doesn't even cost you a camera that looks like movie quality.
Oh no. This is oh no.
I'm very excited to watch this movie.
Oh, on our list, guys, we have like certain names next to them because they're supposed to guest star. Jonathan was supposed to be guest starring on The Matrix, but he just didn't show up. So I'm gonna put his name, just you know, and then I'll put
there it goes.
Then I'll put a little. No, I'll put it in like quotes.
Oh, I should share my scripts with you. I've been writing them in my notes app.
Okay.
I don't know why. I just opened my notes app and started writing. I do this a lot.
No, that's fair. That's fair. It's always good to write, especially with
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm going back into writing my stories. You know, remember in high school when I showed you my books I'm writing? I'm still writing all that. Still the same characters, just different story now. Changed up the story a bit.
All right. Okay. It's pretty cool. I mean, I also have a friend who's doing a book right now.
That's awesome.
I mean, obviously, I can't like talk about it because it's still like stuff.
Yeah. No, I get that. I shared the Life is Strange double exposure review I have so far with you, and I'm gonna share the one of the parts of the scripts on one of the people who were tragically taken in upstate New York.
Okay.
There ain't much information, but that's life, I guess. Nobody knows about the stuff around here.
No, sirree. No, there is not.
We're gonna change that. There we go. I sent you both things on Google Doc.
Because you did send me because you sent me the Life is Strange one.
Yeah, I just sent the other one. I might need to refresh.
And then there's okay, here's the true crime.
Yeah, I only got one person so far, but I'm gonna do like 2 other stories, so we have like 3 stories together, so it gives us more like time in the episode to just talk it out. We can do like 3 stories from upstate New York or something like that.
Yeah. Ooh, again, another thing that we could do for the other channel is the true crime stuff. That would be
Yeah. If it like does well, people really want to watch that, we can make a new channel. And I think that'd be really cool. We should definitely, oh my god, I hope that more of this stuff goes on Spotify. It makes it so much easier to listen to on my way to work.
I
know you put the what was it? Us and Friends, the one where it was the four of us on, and I used to listen to that at work, and oh my god, it's so funny.
I know I was originally gonna do it for this show, but I was just kind of like, it's.
I don't know how Spotify works with all that. So like when you figured that out, that was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, I was gonna do it, but like with the other show, but the problem is because with everybody not being there, it just was like.
No, I get that.
It's kind of difficult, but yeah, I mean, eventually, like I think what I'm gonna do is, because since we already have the second channel already, I'm gonna move the backlog of content onto that channel in terms of like the live stuff.
Yeah, that works.
And then like we'll probably be like, then I'll be like, yo, Jerry, listen, real talk, second channel, doing the podcast, how we feeling about it? Like, are we gonna like
gotta actually do it?
We gotta do it, boys. We gotta do it. It's gonna happen one way or another, I feel like.
Yeah.
But we got some content, and we have some great ideas for like content on that channel. So I mean, it's gonna go big. So stay true to that. Stay. Why did I say stay true?
Stay true.
Stay
Come on,
true.
guys, stay true.
Stay true to yourself, guys.
Yeah, stay true. Come on.
Very philosophical question or philosophical answer, just like the Matrix, but not the Matrix 3 though. See, it comes back.
Love is not a word. It's a feeling of connection in your soul. Like, okay, buddy, what do you think the word love means?
It makes no sense.
It's so dumb, but
it's very dumb. Before we end it, we do have a we had a poll up. Basically 3 people voted, which is a lot more than I thought people were going to vote for this afternoon.
Yay.
We have their thoughts on the Matrix Revolutions. It was you either loved it, you hated it, meh, or haven't seen it.
Mad.
33% said they loved it, and 67% said that they thought it was very meh.
So, what? You guys are gonna vote but not say anything?
It's okay. Keep in mind it's like 2:00. I mean, people got shit to do in the afternoon.
Yeah. Whatever. We're more important.
Yeah, we're supposed to be more important, guys. Come on, you're supposed to drop everything, guys.
Yeah. What the heck?
What the fuck? Fuck you.
Come on, guys. Thought you loved us.
Well, to be fair, we did leave for to be fair, we didn't do the show for like months.
2 years. Yeah, sorry, but we're back now.
So we abandoned them, and yes, we are back.
We didn't mean to. Life got in the way. You had school. I was working in school. It's like, look, like we're finding better time. It's easier now. I got a job with, my schedule shifts, but it's mostly the same until it's not. And I have school, but I'm only doing like 2 classes because I need to work. I need money. I'll have more time. I promise.
We will.
It's really my fault.
No, you're good. You're good. It'll all work out in the end, guys. I promise.
Yeah.
We'll be back in the long term, and the next movie we're gonna be talking about, we're gonna be talking The Matrix Resurrections. If you haven't already guessed, so
why does every movie have an R? It gets so confusing.
I don't know.
Is there a Matrix Revelations? Because every movie with Revelations is not good. Oh, speaking of, we have to do the Silent Hill movies. That one has a Revelations, and it is so bad, it's hilarious.
I will put Silent Hill on the list.
Yes, I was about to, but since you already got it open, go ahead.
All right.
Silent Hill movies. There's only 2. I think a 3rd one's coming out sometime this year.
Oh, no.
It's based off of Silent Hill 2. We'll see how it does.
Well, you know what? We'll figure it out as we go along, I think.
Yeah.
But we are indeed over the hour. We only talked about the Matrix for like 40 minutes of the hour and 5 minute show. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine.
It's
Not a big
fine.
deal. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay,
2
guys.
hours of war.
Yeah, that's all you need to know. That'll about wrap it up. And then Angry Care Bears, want to plug anything or?
I have my YouTube channel, Angry Care Bears, on YouTube. I post like my edits of music, my gameplay clips. I'm just trying to get back into like doing YouTube. So far, I've only been doing gameplay. Really, I just kind of post whatever memes or concoctions I make, edits, whatever. I have my Instagram, One Salty Leon. If you guys want to check me out there, I just kind of post my cosplays at conventions I do. Oh yeah, I do a booth at the Saratoga Comic Con. If you're in the area, stop by. I'm part of the Resident Evil troupe. I'm the Claire Redfield. Stop by if you're in the area. As long as there's good intentions. Yeah, I think that's it for plugging. I only have my Instagram and my YouTube. I really don't use much of anything else.
Fair enough. And I do a bunch of stuff throughout the week, but you can find me usually on the Cool Kids. Sometimes you can find me on the Hangout on Guys on the Basco Scenarios channel. You can find me on Storms Nation on Sundays, which there's not going to be one on Sunday. And you can find me here on my channel where I do a couple shows per week, including this one again. So,
Woohoo!
I mean,
Excited.
we'll be back talking Matrix Resurrection sooner rather than later, guys. And yeah, we're back with the milk.
Yeah, I should be off next Saturday to catch up on that, but I don't have my schedule yet, so we'll see.
We will indeed see, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Anywho, I think that about wraps it up. So,
Yeah.
Thank you all for watching. This is the Austinator and Angry Care Bears signing out.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
That's awesome.